What's up, everybody? This is X-Jeep Guy with Big Chungus RC, and I got a new radio and I want to show it off a little bit and see what you guys think. I think it's a really good deal. This is my radio that I use with all of my rigs. It's a DX5 Pro. I love this thing. It's a good radio, but there's a problem. Okay, I was using this with my crawler a while back, and it's a Vanquish VS10 Phoenix, and it takes 4 channels to run it because it has dig and overdrive. Well, I was out on the trail, fell down because I'm clumsy, and the radio fell in some mud and all. It's too nice of a radio for that. Honestly, I just don't want to take this out on the trail anymore. So I wanted to get a cheaper radio, something that I could use to, just for the crawler, or maybe, a couple of my harder bashers that was decent, still had some features, but I didn't have to worry as much about hurting it or scratching it. So I went ahead and bought one. I'll show you what I got. This is the DumboRC. This is the DDF-350. And it is a really nice 10-channel digital radio. The box doesn't really have that much information on it. It just kind of says which receiver you got and all that sort of thing. This one here, I got the 10-channel receiver. I'll probably never use more than 5, but it's there if I need it. It opens from what looks like the bottom, but here we are. Now, I've already been into this thing because I'm like a child. I always have to get into stuff when I get new toys. This is the instruction manual, and I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I've heard a lot of good things about DumboRC. Mainly they're cheaper radios that are very popular right now because they're like, what, $30 or $40, and they have great range, they take a beating, they last a long time, and that's why I decided to give them a shot this time. So let's open this up. And here it is. Let's move this out of the way. This is the DDF-350. It is a really nice radio for the money. I paid $70 for this with a receiver, and as you can see, it's got a digital screen. I've already put batteries in it. When it shows up, when you first get it and open it up, the language is actually set to Chinese. Basically what you have to do is hit the power button again, and it takes you to the main menu. And then you can scroll down to the very bottom here, and it has English or Chinese, and you just switch it over to English. Once you've done that, you're good to go. There's a ton of features in this thing. I mean, it is unreal. I can't believe this thing was only 70 bucks. The controls are very straightforward. You got your settings. You go through this. This is all your channels and everything. You can set up how the thing is, how the channels are configured. You can, there's all your servo reversing here. There's your endpoint adjustments. There's your sub trims, just for channels 1 and 2. There is your auxiliary channel. All your channels, you can go in there and make all your adjustments there. And this is you can make it to where it's inching or locking. In other words, what does your servo do when you hit the button or turn the knob or whatever. Basically, pretty much any adjustment you'd ever really want to make. It's got, this isn't even all of it. Let's go back. You just roll the wheel there and you can go down to whatever it is that you want to adjust. We'll go into channel 6. You can go in there and make any adjustment you need to. Let's back her up. Okay. Oh, there we go. Had to figure him out. So then we scroll back up here, hit the back button. You got advanced settings. What you're going to find there is your steering curves, your exponentials and all that good stuff. There's your throttle and brake curve. You can add gyro control to it. You've got tank controls, like if you get one of those Tamiya tanks or something, you can actually go in and set up how you want it to steer. This is for a winch, which is really cool. May eventually get that. And you know, you can do all your servo mixing in here. Go back out of this. Your transmitter settings is just stuff like, you know, model naming and all that good stuff. You know, when you create a new model, you can always, you know, change the name or whatever you want to do. And as you can see, this is your timer, your LED mode, which is really cool. I'll show you that in a minute. Your sound settings, I've got mine turned off because this thing's loud. I'm not gonna lie. This is backlit, of course, so you can turn it, you know, turn it down or off or whatever you want to do. You can go in here and, I mean, adjust your power settings, your auto off, battery type, voltage alarm, all that good stuff. And then in here, this is where you calibrate all your channels and stuff for your throttle and steering and all that good stuff. So we back out of there, and down here is where you change the language, as I said earlier. So you go up here to brake. I'm not sure why it's called brake, but okay. You go back to your main screen here. Now check this out. When you turn, you get that on the right, you get that on the left. Isn't that cool? Throttle, the back one lights up. You've got this one, you can get it with a foam steering wheel or you can get it with a plastic steering wheel. I've got the aluminum steering wheel with a knurled grip. I kind of like it, actually. I didn't know if I was going to like it or not, but I actually do. It feels pretty good. As you can see, you've got channel 5 and channel 6 are knobs. So if there's something that, you know, you want to use that requires minute adjustment on your servo, that's your guy. You got channel 10, 9, 8. Right here is channel 7, which is a 3 position. I'm thinking about using that for my dig, because I'll be able to have it in normal all-wheel drive, put it in the middle to have the rear axle go completely neutral. So it becomes essentially a front-wheel drive crawler, and then go to that to be in full dig mode where the rear axle locks up. I think I might use that. Up here on top, you've got channels 3 and 4 in these buttons, which are pretty cool. Underneath, the battery compartment, I'm not going to lie, is a little hard to get open. There we go. Takes 4 AA batteries. Underneath, you'll see that there is a plug so that you can get like an LIFE or whatever it is that you want to run. It you know, I'm sure it's compatible. But yeah, I mean, so far you've actually got a USB-C port back here, and what looks like a 3.5mm headphone jack, which I haven't figured out what that's for yet, but I'll look into it. But yeah, so far I'm highly impressed with the quality feel. It's got a really good ergonomic grip. I mean, I've got big hands, okay? And this thing actually fits my hand, which is something I normally don't have. Most radios feel kind of tight around my hands. This isn't bad. And for $70, man, you can't beat that. Also, one of my favorite features, because the DX5 Pro doesn't have it, is the lanyard hook. I can actually keep this on a lanyard out on the trail with my crawler. That's going to come in handy. But yeah, that's the radio right there. I'm going to go ahead and power it down. It's got cool graphics too. Really, really nice radio. And here's the receiver. Now the receiver seems kind of big. I mean, it's a chunky boy. Basically, it's a 10-channel receiver, so obviously it's going to be big. I mean, you know, instead of going off of what's in the manual, we'll just go ahead and measure it. Let's see, 39.62 millimeters by 27.89 millimeters. In height, we're at 13.62 millimeters. So, you know, that's not bad. It could be worse. I mean, back in the 80s, this would be huge. But I'm looking forward to getting it in the crawler, setting it up, and finding out exactly what, you know, features I'm going to use, what I'm not. I'm really excited about the 3-position switch, because that is going to come in handy with the dig mode. I'll probably use channel 3 up on top for my overdrive. I don't use it that much, but when I do need it, it's nice to have it somewhere where you can reach it quick. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and install it in the truck, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm sorry I don't have more information. This is my first time making a video like this, so I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day.